Marvel race fans, for another exciting race presented by T&D Marvel Entertainment. Today we have round 4, the Intergroup Funnel Race. Now for a look at our standings. On Team Scooby, we see that Galactic continues to hold the lead, but after a poor showing in the second round has allowed the first-seeded Snowflake to catch back up. Emerald and Fireball are not out of reach, both are just 2 games behind the leader. Meanwhile, on Team Homer, the second-seeded Thunder has put together a solid 3 rounds and has yet to relinquish his command to anybody else in his group. Lemony and Midnight are sitting at 500, and Bob is starting to fall behind with a 3-game deficit against the leader. First race today is going to be Snowflake versus Thunder. These 2 teams have only met one time before, as all the teams have today, so there's been no real chance to build up any sort of rivalry or whatever. They're still trying to figure each other out. We have Snowflake that took the early lead going down into the first funnel, but Thunder does remain close behind him. Snowflake's down in the second funnel. Thunder still remains close behind him. Snowflake's trying to hold him off. He does need this win in order to keep pace with the leader in his group. Thunder would like to have this win in order to keep the lead in his group. Snowflake looks like he's going to win as he's already down at the queues. However, Thunder is right there right behind him. Snowflake ends up with a score of 32-20. Race number 2, Lemony and Galaxy. Both Marvels are in the blocks, are ready to go. The countdown has begun. And they're off. Lemony takes the early lead. Galaxy remains right on his tail. They both go down in the funnel almost simultaneously. Galaxy is right there on Lemony's butt, but does not matter. They drop down into the second funnel with Galaxy taking a lead. Lemony's trying to catch back up. It looks like Galaxy's going to jump ahead down in the third funnel. Lemony's just now coming out of the second funnel. But Lemony somehow manages to sit there and do a quick cutoff. He's going to beat Galaxy down out of the third funnel. He's into the queues. Galaxy is right there with him, but it's a little too late. 34-04. Next up on the docket, Midnight versus Emerald. Marvel's in the starting block. Here comes the countdown. And they're off. Midnight takes that early lead out. Emerald takes a different route, manages to close up some of the space before heading into the first funnel. However, Midnight did maintain that lead. Coming out of the first funnel, we have Emerald. Emerald down in the second funnel. Midnight's close behind him. Going through the second funnel. It is neck and neck coming out. Who's going to take it? Emerald takes it out of the second funnel. He's down in the third funnel before Midnight can get out of that second funnel, but they're back to neck and neck. Midnight manages to jump ahead of Emerald coming out of the third funnel. Down through the queues. Now we have Fireball and Bob. There is a little bit of rivalry going on here because probably of the close proximity to the colors. Bob does take a little bit of offense to that. Bob does need to win this race in order to start trying to close up some of that gap. He's not critical yet, but he would like to turn his season around. But Fireball does manage to take the lead out of him coming out of that first funnel. Bob is trying to remain close behind into the second funnel, but it looks like Fireball is starting to pull away little by little. As Bob's coming out of the second funnel, Fireball is already closing out on the third funnel. Fireball is getting ready to drop down into that crossover, down into the queues, heading down to the finish line. And Fireball is going to take this one with a 35-06. Now we've got Snowflake and Lemony. Into the box they go. Countdown has begun. And off they go. Lemony takes the early lead, but Snowflake takes the high road and manages to beat Lemony down into the first funnel. And it looks like he's going to hold on to that lead coming out of the first funnel, but Lemony did close up a lot of that gap. Now we're down into the second funnel. Lemony looks like he took an inside route off the second funnel. He does beat him out down into the third funnel. Snowflake is remaining close behind. He's trying to close out that gap. But it looks like it's going to be Lemony coming out of the third funnel. He's down into the queues, setting himself up for a good finish to the race, 36-07. Next up, we have Thunder and Galaxy. These two do have a little bit of history. They both feel like they own the night sky. They are in the blocks. The countdown has begun, and they're on their way. Thunder has a little bit of a tie-up on the lanes. Galaxy gets the early lead out. He's holding the lead throughout the funnel. However, Thunder is trying to close up that gap. Galaxy does make it out of the first funnel first. Thunder is a little bit behind him, but he's trying to make that catch up. However, Galaxy is the first out of the second funnel. He's down into the third funnel before Thunder even gets out of the second funnel. This one looks like it's pretty well wrapped up. Galaxy is already down into the queues. Headed down into the final point. 35.08. Good score. Next race on the docket today is Emerald versus Bob. The marbles are in the start block. The countdown has begun. We are ready to go, and they are out of the chute. Emerald is in the lead. Bob is behind him. Emerald's first into the funnel. Bob is quickly behind him, following him down into the funnel. Who can be the first out of here? Bob is the first out of the first funnel, heading down to the second funnel. Trying to hold off Emerald. Emerald came up right in front of him. Did not bump him, so it should not affect his momentum too much. He does make it out of the second funnel. He's down into the third funnel. Emerald is quickly behind him. Bob wants this win. Bob needs this win. Bob makes it down into the bridge. He's got a commanding lead over Emerald. He's down 36-22. Great time for a finish. We have now reached the midway point of today's event. We have Midnight and Fireball. Both marbles are in the starting block, ready to go. Countdown is underway. And off they go. Fireball gets the early lead out. Midnight gets tied up a little on the lanes. Midnight's second into the first funnel, being preceded by Fireball. Fireball gets out of the first funnel. He's down in the second funnel. Midnight's just now getting out of the first funnel. They're both now down in the second funnel. Head to head, but Fireball is holding that lead that he earned early in the race. He's down into the third funnel. Here comes Midnight. They're chasing each other around, but it looks like Fireball is going to take it. No! Midnight takes the jump at the exit of the funnel. He's down, crossed 34-36. It's a good time. Starting the backside of the races today, we have two marbles that are complete polar opposites of each other, Snowflake and Midnight. They're in the start block, ready to go, and off they go. Midnight gets the early lead. He has a little bit of a tie-up, and Snowflake stays right on his tail down into the first funnel. They're fighting through the first funnel. First one out of the first funnel is going to be Snowflake. Snowflake heading across over to the second funnel. Midnight is once again right on his tail, working their way down through the second funnel. It looks like Snowflake's going to take it. No, Midnight gets it the second time today that Midnight has cut somebody off at the exit to the funnel. Down into the third funnel, they're neck and neck. However, it looks like Midnight is going to hold on to his lead. No, Snowflake takes it back. He's down into the queues. Midnight is right on his tail, but it looks like this one's going to be Snowflake's with a time of 38-14. The 10th race today is going to be Galaxy and Bob. Marbles are in the start block. They are ready to go. The countdown has begun, and they're off. Galaxy gets a huge lead out of the start block. Down already into the funnel. Bob is trying to catch back up. They're working their way to the exit of that funnel, and it's going to be Galaxy taking that lead out of the funnel. He's already down in the second funnel. Bob is still on his tail. He's trying to cut that gap up, but it doesn't look like he's going to make the gap up out of the second funnel. It is Galaxy down into the third funnel. Bob is right behind him, but it looks like this one is going to be out of Bob's reach this time. Galaxy's out of the third funnel, down into the curly cues, and down to the finish line for a total of 35-27. Now we've got Thunder and Emerald. Both marbles are in the starting block. Countdown has begun. Marbles are off. Emerald has taken the early lead over Thunder. Down into that first funnel. Thunder is on the opposite side of the funnel. They're working their way down to the exit of the funnel. Who's going to take that lead out? And it's Emerald. Emerald's already down in the second funnel. Thunder just now got out of the first funnel. However, it looks like Thunder is going to somehow cut off Emerald coming out of the second funnel, and he does. Emerald's weight is a little behind Thunder coming down into the third funnel. Thunder took that lead, held on to the lead. He's coming out of the third funnel with the lead, down across the bridge, through the queues, heading to the finish line. Gets a total of 38:45. That is a good time. Lemony, Fireball. Two colors that just scream that they're hot. Both of them are in the start block. Countdown has started, and away we go. Lemony takes the early lead out. Fireball is right on his tail, down into the funnel. It's neck and neck. Too early, too close to be able to tell who's going to be the one out of it, and it's Lemony out. Lemony's down into the second funnel, followed very closely by Fireball. They're fighting it out. Who's going to be the first one out of here? Could be either or. This time it is Lemony is out. He continues to hold the lead. Fireball comes down. They're both in the third funnel now, fighting it out, but it looks like Lemony's going to take this one handedly down. He's down in the queues, fighting his way down to the finish line. Ends up with a 35:28. Up next is the cool as ice Snowflake and Bob. They're both in the starting block. They're ready to go. Countdown timer has begun. And they're off. Snowflake takes the early lead. As I said, he is cool, but Bob is making an effort to try to cut him off. He's really caught up there in the funnel. However, it looks like Snowflake managed to get out of that first funnel ahead of Bob. They're down the second funnel. Bob is still trying to make the catch up. He's trying to cut him off. Snowflake is successful getting through the second funnel before Bob. Now they're down into the third funnel. Snowflake continues to hold a commanding lead over Bob now. He's getting ready to leave. He's out, down through the pipes, down to the finish line, and a 36:19. Now we have the Mighty Galaxy and Midnight getting ready to take it on. They're in the starting block. Countdown has begun. And they're off. Midnight takes the early lead. He's got quite a lead over Galaxy. He's already been in the funnel before Galaxy even got there. He's going to continue to hold that lead through the funnel. Galaxy is trying to close it up. He's down. Midnight's down in the second funnel. Galaxy was still up in the first, but now he's down in the second as well. Midnight's continuing to hold on to his lead, coming out of that second funnel, running into the third funnel. We're just now starting to see Galaxy come in the picture as Midnight is getting ready to make the drop. Midnight makes the drop across the bridge into the curly queues. He's coming down to the finish line. And he ends up with a 36:45. That's a pretty decent time. And now, a tribute to the Wizard of Oz. We have Lemony representing the Yellow Brick Road and Emerald representing the Emerald City. They are in the starting block. Countdown has begun. And they're off. Emerald takes the early lead. Lemony gets stuck up in the lanes. Emerald is down into that first funnel. He's way ahead of Lemony now, but Lemony is making an effort to catch back up. And right there at the exit, they are side by side, but Emerald does manage to take that first drop. Lemony gets stuck up a little bit in the first funnel, down to the second funnel. Emerald is working his way down to the exit. Lemony cannot catch up to him at that point. Emerald's down to the third funnel now. Lemony has made the entrance, but Emerald is way too far ahead of him in order for him to be able to catch up. Emerald is now down in the curly queues, down into the finish chute with a time of 36:01. And now it comes down to this, the last race of the funnels. Thunder versus Fireball. They're in the start block, ready to go. Countdown has begun. And they're off. Fireball was a little behind coming out of the start block, but he managed to bump off Thunder up the end of the lanes. Oh, wait a minute. We have a race aborted. Judges have decided that a restart needed to happen. Countdown has begun again. They're off again. Fireball takes the lead. This time, there are no issues. He gets all the way down to the funnel. Thunder is right behind him. Fireball is looking for that exit. He finds the exit before Thunder does. Makes it down to the second funnel before Thunder even leaves the first funnel. Now they're both into the second funnel, heading down to the exit. Fireball is continuing to hold on to that position. He makes it out of the second funnel, down to the third funnel. However, Thunder is closing in on him, but it looks like it might be too little too late. Fireball gets out of that third funnel, down into the Q course, down to the end, and he ends up with a 34:09. That's an excellent time for today. And that does it for us for today. Let's take a quick look at the standings before we leave for today. We notice that Snowflake and Galaxy are now both tied with 11 wins, 9 losses. However, Snowflake does hold the winning in the group advantage with 6 wins. Down into Team Homer, we notice that Thunder, Lemony, and Midnight are all tied at 11 and 9. With Thunder holding on to his lead with the wins against his grouping. Bob is slowly disappearing off into the sunset with 8 wins and 12 losses. Up next for T&D Marble Entertainment, the Great Race, the Great Marble Chase, is going to be the hurdles, 200 centimeter hurdles, and that will be out in 1 week. We look forward to seeing you. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like and share. And we'll see you next time. This is Terry from T&D Marble Entertainment signing off.